Today on the Buzzworthy Consultant Podcast, I have the pleasure of talking with Missy Boothe, who spent over a decade navigating the highways as a truck driver, gaining a reputation for reliability and a strong work ethic. Her journey took an unexpected turn when she decided to transition into another field, accounting? Now, as a certified bookkeeper and tax preparer, Missy's unique background enables her to understand the financial challenges faced by individuals and businesses in the transportation industry. She is passionate about helping others achieve financial clarity and success, bringing the same dedication to her career as she did on the road. Let's get to know Missy a bit more. Welcome to the show, Missy.
Well, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate being here.
Yes. And so we have a Super Bowl champ fan, or are you a transplant and did not grow up a Kansas City Chiefs fan?
Well, I am a transplant. Originally grew up southside Chicago suburbs, so go Bears.
Oh,
And
okay. A diehard.
I do have a Bears flag outside on my garage. But
Very Midwestern of you, yes.
during football season, I do put my Chiefs flag up.
Oh, just because you don't want to get egged, or?
No. I'm very proud of what the Chiefs have done the last few years. I have watched a Super Bowl. I've been in Kansas City now was almost 7 years now. So I've seen them grow. And so, even though I'm not originally from here, it's still the hometown. So I still root for the Chiefs.
Gotcha. So before you were in Kansas City, though, you were a trucker.
Yes.
How did you get in? Now, this is an interesting story here. I have a sister who transitioned from being like a nail esthetician to being a trucker, and now she's a trucker. You started out as a trucker and now are an accountant. I want to first know, how did you get into trucking in the first place?
I am a third generation truck driver. My dad drove. My step grandfather, before he passed, drove, and my little brother drove. And so I figured my brother can do it, so can I. I'm the older sister, so that's how I got started. I got started in 2008, got my CDL, found a couple different companies to work for. And I was driving over the road, all 48 states. But I had two little ones at home. And so it sucked being over the road. So I got some local positions. They didn't last. I prefer being over the road. And it brought me from Chicago to Grand Island, Nebraska, where I lived for 6 years, down to Houston for 6 years. And then the last major company I worked for is here, located in Kansas City. And so it was a good excuse to get out of Houston. I was tired of the rain, tired of the heat. So I came up here, and here is where I've been ever since.
And so what made you make the change from a truck? When did you make the switch from trucking to accounting?
Well, I had no choice but to get off the road. The family dynamics changed. So I had to get off the road, be home for my children. And so I was a CDL instructor. I was a road instructor, taught people how to drive a truck here locally in Kansas City.
Okay.
And a friend of mine was leasing from a company I used to lease from years ago. And he's like, I need help taking care of the finances. Can you help me with my books? And I said, sure. I've worked for the same company. He knows. And that's where it all started. And that was back in fall of 21. And here it is now, summer of 24. And I'm still going strong.
Nice. And so you were just able to start picking up from referrals in your network of being in the business for so long, and then just decided to hang your own shingle.
Yep, pretty much.
Awesome. And so what's your goal with your company? Are you looking to build it beyond you, or is this a lifestyle business?
A little bit of both. When I first start getting into bookkeeping, there was only a few clients, not enough to really sustain. So I started to work out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of companies, they want experience as a bookkeeper, experience doing AP and AR. Very few would train you. So I foresee having my business as a starting point for new bookkeepers, new tax preparers to really get that experience. I have an intern currently. I brought her on for 23 tax season. We are currently going over and training QuickBooks Online right now. And then I'll finish training for her in the taxes for fall for 25. And so, and I also do QuickBooks Online training with other bookkeepers, with business owners if they want to learn how to maintain their own books. And so I've always wanted to help other people build their careers, build their life, because I've been on rock bottom. I've been to where a lot of doors had closed in my face because I don't have that experience. So that's where I foresee is just, continue to gain clients, get some interns, get some, part-timer employees, teach them what they need to know, watch them grow, and then watch them do their own thing.
Love it. Love it. And so so I'm hearing you kind of have a twofold trajectory, because you need the clients to then teach the interns, right? And then you have
Correct.
the interns helping you grow your business. And then are you
Correct.
doing placement after? Are you planning on doing placement, or you're just giving them a place to grow from or grow through?
I'm giving them a place to grow from or grow through. If they would like to stay, like my current intern, she don't want to leave. She wants to stay. She is enjoying being a part of me. She lives in Dallas, Texas. Her husband happens to be a truck driver now. So, she's wanting to help, build her skills, build a business, and then help teach others with me. If in the future others want to come and join on and decide to stay, they're welcome to stay. They can retire from me all, if they want. Or if they're wanting to stay for, the internship, which is 2 years, they can stay and then go elsewhere if they want. I'm not keeping it in Kansas City. Everything is done virtually. So they can, if they need help kind of getting their resume together, because their internship is experience that can be put on the resume. I'll help them help them get ideas on where to go as far as if they want to stay in AP, AR, do just bookkeeping, be a tax preparer, want to go off and do CFO, just whatever they decide to do, I'll help them through that process.
Gotcha. Now let's walk back over to the actual service that you provide, and you're primarily working with truck drivers. And what is it that is so unique about the transportation industry when it comes to accounting?
There are a lot of expenses that are tax deductible that your everyday tax preparer doesn't know. You've got, for example, you got IFTA, you got the fuel, you got the DEF, besides, the the truck payments and insurance, you also have the per diem per day that a lot of tax accountants don't know about. And there's just a whole bunch of other little things, lumpers, tolls, the LEDs, the pre-pass, and just a whole bunch of other little expenses that your everyday accountant won't know. If they own their own truck, there's a 2290 to file every year. That is due at the beginning of August. A lot of truck drivers, a lot of tax accountants don't know about those type of expenses and those type of taxes that need to get paid.
Oh, that's amazing. And so you're helping them keep the books while they're on the road. So you're probably even using the QuickBooks receipt capture, so it makes it to where they just have to take a picture and then you take care of the rest of it? Or do you have a different type of system?
Nope. QuickBooks Online with the receipt capture works wonders. I tell my clients that if it's not clear on what's on the receipt, A lot of times, it'll say on the receipt, whether if it's a scale or fuel, def, some other odds and ends, but sometimes the SKU number doesn't really match what it is.
Uh-huh.
So I just tell them, write on the receipt, scan it, I'll take care of it.
Nice. That's got to be nice. Because, I mean,
especially if they use cash. A lot of drivers prefer to use cash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because sometimes they get paid in cash. I just had a vehicle. We inherited a old Corvette. And so we had a shipper drive it up here from Dallas area. And we paid the booker online, but then the driver got cash. And so that's very interesting there. We ended up doing a Zelle transaction, and because of the amount it was, but it's just amazing because, when I have my own vehicle for my business, and I have a pile of receipts sitting in my console right now. I mean, because I just don't think about, it gets put in when I'm getting gas or anything like that. And then I forget to bring it into the office. And so like once a quarter, it's like this big chunk of receipts that I have to send off to my poor bookkeeper. I should probably start doing the receipt capture.
Yeah. Definitely. And the reason why the truck driver that had hauled your vehicle up got paid cash is because it's shipping for, moving, it's not most truck drivers. Most truck drivers deliver and pick up at distribution centers, stores, and so they're paid electronically.
Yeah, it was so weird to me that we're in this day and age where there are people who can only take cash. And I also don't like it when there's people who don't take cash. So, you go into a restaurant, they're like, oh, no, we don't take cash here. Like, that's legal tender. All right.
Yeah.
I don't want to give you my credit card today. So, especially if it's in a sketchy place. You're like, hey, man, me and my wife love to go to really off the wall places to eat, especially when we're traveling. And so sometimes we're like, no, we're not going to tap our card here. We're just going to give you cash and take the good grub and not have any of the risk. So, yes.
Don't blame you there.
Where do you see your company in the next, say, 5 years?
Well, in the next 5 years, I know I'm going to have one full-time employee. That is my intern currently. I have 2 more interns coming in for tax season for 24. So I'll have them for 2 years. Whether they decide to stay on with me or not is unknown. And I'm looking to, as far as, revenue, be able to hit $200,000 to $300,000 by that time.
Nice. Very good for you. So before we wrap things up today, I want to get a little insight of like, if somebody came to you and said, hey, look, I'm looking to transition out of a job that is not fitting me, kind of like you, Missy. And I'm thinking about accounting, kind of like you did. What advice would you give them in helping them make the right decision for themselves?
Well, first I'd ask them, what department of accounting would they want to be? There's bookkeeping, there's payroll, there's taxes, there's a CPA, there's enrolled agent. I mean, there's a whole variety of different departments in accounting. And from there, I'd find out what they enjoy to do. Do they enjoy just doing everyday, transactions, not really working with people, just working on the computer, or do they really like, huge messes to pick up? I've had a couple book cleanups that were nightmares. And there are some people who absolutely love cleaning up books. I'm one of them. I have fun doing it. Believe it or not, I'll blast my music on my computer and I'll just go to town, work 6-8 hours, don't even realize it's been that long. And I have, a good portion of it done. So it depends on what they'd like to do, because each little area, there are different certifications you could do. You could go to, college, get an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree. There's licenses that they can get, like certified public bookkeepers, which I am, or a certified public accountant, which is a CPA. EA is enrolled agent for the IRS. So there's many different directions. So first thing would be start off is, where would you like to go? What do you like to do? What would you have interest in? And then go from there.